Hi audience, hope you would be fine. In this short video we would be talking about the process and representation of othering in the Jhumpa Lahiri's novel Namesake. Actually, one of my friend is working on this the process of othering in Jhumpa Lahiri's Namesake, and he is confused about how to talk or what to do basically regarding the construction or the process of othering. So before going to further in our this talk, we would be talking about that this othering is just a situation. It is a process as we live our life in a social setting. That social setting basically happens as a process. Similarly, this process of othering also come out of that social situation. One relevant or most related theme with this the process of othering is the acculturation. Acculturation means when two different cultures or the individual of different cultures come into contact, then there is the possibility that they may be harmonious to one another. The other possibility is that they may result as a situation of conflict on the basis of their cultural differences. For example, when an Indian or an African man with a different culture visits to the Western world and maintain his own culture, definitely he would be an outsider and he would be treated as outsider, and the Western culture would not harmonize his or would not adopt or would not assimilate him. Definitely he remains an outsider on the name of on his own name, on his identity, on his culture code, and the dress code as well. So the process of othering refers to the situation of insider and outsider. People of the same groups consider themselves as insiders, and the people from different groups are considered themselves as outsiders. Here is the question that who consider these insiders and outsiders when you have a similar culture, similar dress code, similar religion, then definitely people of that similarities consider themselves as insiders or the self. It never means that the Western people consider themselves as the self. The community from the third world countries who is residing in the Western world, they also consider themselves as a self, means as the other of the Western culture. All the Arabs who are residing over there in the Western society, though they are might be from different countries, there is the possibility that their countries might be themselves into the conflicting situation. For example, Saudi Arabia and the Yemen, they are in the conflicting situation. But when the people from the Yemen and the Saudi Arabia are living in the Western world like America, they consider themselves as the self and the Arabs. So this politics also happens in the novel Namesake as well. Our protagonist Gogol, whose father was an American and he was born in America as well, we have to keep in mind that when the birth gives the right of citizenship to what we call as the politics of domicile, means when one is born in a country, he becomes the citizen of that country, and when he reaches at the age of identity card, means which is in Pakistan is 18 years, and similarly in the Western world it is also 18 years, then he becomes the citizen of national of that age. So the Gogol, who was a Bengali by his parents, he always remained shameful on his name. He always keep on maintaining or struggling between his cultural identity and his citizenship, means in America. He could not switch his identity. He cannot label his identity as an American identity because his parents were from Bengal, and at his own home he also maintains that Bengali culture. While with his peers, though they were Americans, but he remained restricted one, or consider himself as the outsider of that community, and so he remains unfamiliar with his American peers. Similarly, Google's reflect his name. This Google reflects that he is not an American, and this seems a challenge for him. When Google, when we see this novel in details, we feels that the Google feels a sense of shame and disconnected with that of his Indian roots as well. Like a situation of the hanged situation. It never means that if he was the Bengali, but he was satisfied with his Bengali roots, as he was not living in Bangladesh. Therefore, how he can be rooted in that Bangladeshi culture? As he was born in America, so he has. This is the situation which we consider as the hybrid situation. Hybrid situation means that he never lies on the one side, he never lies on the Bengali side, and he never lies on the American side. So an immigrant always remain in a situation of the third space, or that we call the situation of in-betweenness, or the situation which we call or name as the hybrid situation. Similarly, Google's parents Ashima and Ashok also experience the othering as they adopt the life in America and navigate the complexities of the cultural assimilation. Lahiri's exploration of othering in the Namesake highlights the complexities of the immigrant experience. This experience, or such experience, may be shared by everyone, every immigrant, whether he is from the China, whether he is from the Arabian countries, or whether from he is the some African countries. An immigrant always face the same situation. He never remains on his own cultural word, and he never maintains. He could not adopt that of the host culture. This namesake shed light on the tension and the conflicts that arise when the individuals are caught up between the multiple cultures, and this impact has on their sense of self and belonging. So, this sense of self and belonging always remains shattered of an immigrant. As my friend Abdul Razak, you have talked that how I have to trace out this process of othering. Dear, each and every page of this novel, Namesake, is the best representation of such a situation of complexities of the culture, from opening to the end of the novel. The sense of identity of Gogol and his parents, and how he behaves with his peers in the school situations, in the streets and the homes and in the markets. That's the best example of his sense of shame with his identity, and his shattered self and shattered belonging. Shattered belonging means he is neither an American, he does not consider himself as American, not a Bengali. His sense of self always remains a hanged one between these two polarities, polarity of America and the Bengali. So I think this might be helpful for you to do your research work. But still, if you have a question, you may ask me. I would be there to help you. With this, goodbye.